Object pronouns. Welcome back to ELLHUB. Today, we're exploring object pronouns. Let's dive in and learn how these simple words make a big difference in English. By the end of this video, you will know what object pronouns are and why we use them. Recognize and use object pronouns correctly in sentences. Practice constructing sentences with object pronouns. What are pronouns? Pronouns are words that we use to replace nouns in sentences. We use them instead of repeating names or objects. They make our talking and writing smoother. There are various types of pronouns, such as subject pronouns, possessive pronouns, reflexive pronouns, and more. Today, we'll focus on object pronouns. In English, the most common and basic sentence structure is the subject-verb-object. This means that sentences are typically constructed with the subject first, followed by the verb, and then the object. The subject is the who or what of the sentence. The subject could be a noun such as a name of a person, a place, a thing, or an idea. It could also be a subject pronoun such as I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. The verb represents the action or state of being. The object is what receives the action. The object could be a noun, such as a person, place, thing, or idea. The object could also be an object pronoun, such as me for I, you for you, him for he, her for she, it for it, us for we, and them for they. For example, in the sentence, Layla likes the cake, Leela is the subject. Likes is the verb, and the cake is the object. In the sentence, Leela likes it, Leela is the subject, likes is the verb, and it is the object pronoun replacing the cake. In the first sentence, the cake is a noun. In the second sentence, it is a pronoun that stands in for the cake. The object pronouns are me, you, him, her, it, us, and them. Let's repeat. Me, you, him, her, it, us, them. Object pronouns are used to replace the nouns that are the objects or receivers of the action in a sentence. Object pronouns can come after verbs as direct objects. In sentences, the direct object usually follows the verb. For example, in the mechanic fixes the car is the direct object that comes after the verb fixes. In the sentence, the mechanic fixes it is an object pronoun that comes after the verb fixes as a direct object. When using object pronouns as direct objects, they come immediately after the verb. This positioning is important for clarity and understanding. For example, my friend gave me a gift for my birthday. Me is an object pronoun that comes after the verb gave. I will tell you a story. You is an object pronoun that comes after the verb tell. My book is lost. I need it to study. It is an object pronoun that comes after the verb need. Kathy is my sister. I love her very much. Her is an object pronoun that comes after the verb love. The coach trained him. Him is an object pronoun that comes after the verb trained. Nurses are kind. I like them. Them is an object pronoun that comes after the verb like teachers help us learn new skills. Us is an object pronoun that comes after the verb help. Object pronouns often follow prepositions such as for, to, in, about, and of. For example, instead of saying, I bought a gift for John, we can simplify it to I bought a gift for him. In the sentence, she gave the book to Mike, we can replace Mike with the object pronoun him. She gave the book to him. When using object pronouns and prepositional phrases, it's essential to maintain the natural flow of the sentence. The direct object or its pronoun typically comes before the prepositional phrase for clarity and ease of understanding. Notice the structure in this sentence. She gave the book to Mike. We have to Mike, which is a prepositional phrase, and the book, which is the direct object. In the first sentence, she gave the book to Mike, we see the natural flow of the sentence with a direct object before the prepositional phrase. The second sentence doesn't sound quite right. This is because the direct object should come before the prepositional phrase. Now, let's replace the book with the object pronoun, it. The sentence becomes, she gave it to Mike. Here, it is our object pronoun, and it still comes before the prepositional phrase to Mike. Taking it a step further, if we replace Mike with the object pronoun him, our sentence becomes she gave it to him. Both object pronouns, it and him, are used correctly in relation to the verb and the prepositional phrase. Let's practice. In the sentence, she wrote a letter to. Which object pronoun would you use? That's right. She wrote a letter to me. How about this one? This gift is from. Which object pronoun replaces Sarah? Exactly. This gift is from her. Now in the sentence, he spoke to me. Which object pronoun would you use for Alex? Well done! He spoke to him and me. She loves that dress. Which object pronoun should we use after the verb love? Spot on! She loves it. Let's quickly recap the rules for using object pronouns. Object pronouns can come directly after verbs, serving as the direct object. Object pronouns can also follow prepositions. When we have compound objects, the object pronoun takes precedence before the prepositional phrase. Object pronouns make our language flow better and save us from repeating words. Keep practicing and see you in the next lesson.